Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to High Q, the show where knowledge rules. I'm your host, Olivia Manning, and here are our contestants from Fairfield and Effingham. Representing Effingham, we have Sydney, Morgan, Gabe, and Tyler. And representing Fairfield, we have Jacob, Maverick, Allison, and Jed. Now, the first rule of High Q is not to talk about High Q. But the other rules of High Q are as follows. I have in my hand a series of toss-up questions that I will be asking out loud, and either team can answer for a potential 10 points. A team that gets a question correct will then proceed to the bonus round, which only they can answer for 20 bonus points, or if they get it wrong, the other team gets to steal for 10 bonus points. There will also be media questions, audio questions, the insidious lightning round, but all of that will come when it comes. One final rule before we get on to the game, the interruption rule. If I am reading a toss-up question or bonus question, any question at all, really, and you interrupt me to say an answer, if you're right, we move on with our lives, you get your point, you get the one up. If you are wrong, 5 points goes to the other team, and they get a chance to answer that question that you just interrupted me from. So, if you're gonna interrupt me, be right. All right, without further ado, are we ready to High Q? Gonna need an affirmative yes. Yes, let's go! First toss-up question. What TV show, which is based on the British series The Thick of It, centers on Selina Meyer, an American politician played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus? Okay.
Madam Secretary.
Madam Secretary is incorrect. Fairfield. That is our timer. We were looking for Veep. Veep. Slow start. Let's get to our next toss-up. What event in which Kazuo Sakamaki was captured after leaving a tiny submarine caused the USS Arizona to sink and was a surprise attack in Hawaii? Gabe.
The attack on Pearl Harbor.
Attack on Pearl Harbor is correct. Your bonus question, Effingham. There are coastal and atoll forms of what type of shallow body of water, which is separated from a larger body of water by a narrow piece of land?
Isthmus?
Isthmus is incorrect. Fairfield, the chance to steal.
Bay?
Bay is incorrect. We were looking for lagoon.
Oh.
Our next toss-up. What viral illness, whose eradication was supported by the March of Dimes, can cause paralysis and was targeted by a vaccine made by Jonas Salk? Gabe.
Polio?
Polio is correct. Your bonus question. In what southern city were 5 police officers charged with second-degree murder over the January 2023 death of black motorist Tyree Nichols?
Birmingham?
Birmingham is incorrect. Fairfield, chance to steal once again.
No answer.
All right, the answer we were looking for was Memphis, Tennessee. Next toss-up. What company made the vehicle on which Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore launched in June 2024, the Starliner, as well as the troubled 737 MAX? Gabe.
Boeing?
Boeing is correct. Your bonus question. What circuit devices can consist of 2 concentric cylindrical plates with an electric field in between them that stores energy?
Battery?
Battery is incorrect. Fairfield, chance to steal.
Transformer?
Transformer is incorrect. We were looking for capacitors, also known as condensers. What man set up blockades through the Berlin and Milan decrees, enforcing the continental system against Britain that he decreed as Emperor? Gabe.
Napoleon?
Napoleon. Little more. Yes, Napoleon is correct. Your bonus question. In 1901, Andrew Carnegie sold his steel company to what banking mogul who helped drive industrial consolidation around the turn of the 20th century?
J.P. Morgan?
J.P. Morgan is correct. Yes, sir. 30 points for Effingham. Our first media question, if you could please turn your attention to the television. This athlete is largely regarded as one of soccer's Gabe.
Lionel Messi?
Lionel Messi is correct. There is no bonus question for medias. It's just whatever shows up on the television. Our next toss-up. What German mathematician proposed the continuum hypothesis, proved that there are multiple infinities using a diagonal argument, and founded set theory? Gabe.
Euclid.
Euclid is incorrect. Fairfield. We're out of time. We were looking for Georg Cantor. No bonus on that one. Moving on. What major key, whose parallel minor has 3 flats in its key signature, can be played on the white keys of a piano as it has no sharps or flats? Morgan.
C major.
C major is correct. Your bonus question. What Scottish scientist names 4 electromagnetic equations and proposed a namesake demon to try to disprove the second law of thermodynamics?
No answer.
All right, Fairfield, the chance to steal.
No answer.
All right, we were looking for James Clerk Maxwell. Maxwell's demon is the name of the term. Our next toss-up question. What Native American people, whose chief John Ross opposed the Treaty of New Echota, suffered the largest losses of any tribe on the Trail of Tears? Gabe.
Cherokee.
Cherokee Nation is correct. Your bonus question. What man, who with Fred Hartley named a 1947 law limiting the power of labor unions, was a conservative Ohio senator and a son of a former president?
Taft.
Taft is correct. Robert Alfonso Taft Sr. Our next toss-up. In October 2023, which country's voters rejected a proposal to create a new voice body in Parliament to represent Torres Strait and Aboriginal peoples? Tyler.
Australia.
Australia is correct. Your bonus question. What former mayor, who was identified as co-conspirator 1 in a 2023 indictment of Donald Trump, was found liable for defaming Georgia election workers?
No answer.
Fairfield, a chance to steal.
No answer.
All right, answer we were looking for was Rudy Giuliani. Our next toss-up. What chemist who defined acids and bases in terms of the movement of pairs of electrons depicted molecular structures with his namesake dot diagrams? Gabe.
Lewis.
Lewis is correct. Bonus question. A 2017 cookbook by Salmon Nostrat and its Netflix documentary series are named for salt, fat, heat, and what 4th essential element of good cooking?
Love.
Love is incorrect. Good answer, though. Fairfield, chance to steal.
No answer.
Answer is acid. The documentaries are called Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat. Our next media question. Television. Elizabeth Maggie developed this game in 1903. Morgan.
Monopoly.
Monopoly is correct. Again, no bonus questions. I don't make the rules, they just turn on the TV. Our next toss-up. What country was formerly known as British East Africa, is currently named after Africa's second tallest mountain, and is governed from Nairobi? Tyler.
Kenya.
Kenya is correct. Your bonus question. What British queen, the last of the Stuart dynasty, reigned from 1702 to 1714 and was the younger sister of Mary II?
Elizabeth I.
Elizabeth is incorrect. Fairfield.
Victoria.
Victoria is incorrect. We were looking for Queen Anne of Great Britain. There are only so many queen names, really. Our next toss-up. What author wrote about a man who fluttered pulses when he said good morning, but who later put a bullet through his head in his poem Richard Cory? Gabe.
Frost.
Frost is incorrect. Fairfield. That's our time. We were looking for Edwin Arlington Robinson. No bonus on that one. Our next toss-up. What process, which drives negative ions through an anode and positive ions through a cathode, breaks chemical bonds using an electric current. Gabe.
Electrolysis.
Electrolysis is correct. Your bonus question, Effingham. What Russian language author described Mayor Kovalyov's attempts to recover the title body part in a short story titled The Nose?
Tolstoy.
Tolstoy is incorrect. Fairfield, your chance to steal.
No answer.
All right, we were looking for Nikolai Gogol. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the lightning round. Lock your windows and keep track of your dogs because it is time for the lightning round. Here's how it works for those uninitiated. You will be given 4 topics to choose from. Of those 4 topics, the one that you select will have 10 questions that you have to answer in just 60 seconds. Fairfield, you have the option of full choice between these 4 topics. They are as follows: biochemistry, cities in history, New York sports teams, and double C.
Double C.
All right. Given these people, places, or things whose name contain a double letter C. Sorry, give these people, places, or things whose name contain a double letter C. They will not be given. Not by me, by you. Your 60 seconds begins in 3, 2, 1. Coffee drink of espresso, steamed milk, and foam.
Macchiato.
Incorrect. Modern pagan religion conflated with witchcraft.
Pass.
Capital of Ghana.
Accra.
Correct. Flat Italian bread brushed with olive oil.
Focaccia.
Correct. Italian anarchist convicted alongside Bartolomeo Vanzetti.
Pass.
Bone at the base of the spine known as the tailbone.
Coccyx.
Correct. Book of the Bible stating to everything there is a season.
Pass.
Rearmost lobe of the brain.
Pass.
Italian author of the Decameron.
Pass.
Sport in which players attempt to bowl balls closest to a jack.
Bocce.
Correct. Modern pagan religion. That is out of time. I was incorrect. You were correct on that first one. Cappuccino and macchiato are exchangeable terms. So that was, what do you think there were 5 correct answers? Your incorrect answers or missed answers. The modern pagan religion conflated with witchcraft is Wicca. The Italian anarchist convicted alongside Bartolomeo Vanzetti is Nicola Sacco. The book of the Bible stating to everything there is a season is Ecclesiastes. The rearmost lobe of the brain is the occipital lobe, and the Italian author of the Decameron is Giovanni Boccaccio. Wonderful work from Fairfield. Effingham, it is your turn. Once again, the topics of your choice are biochemistry, cities in history, and New York sports teams.
We'd like cities through history, please.
All right. Cities in history. What city was the location or namesake of the, and then I will say an event. Your 60 seconds begins in 3, 2, 1. Treaty ending the American Revolution.
Paris.
Correct. 1960 Second Council modernizing the Catholic Church.
No answer.
First Summer Olympics in 1896? 1896.
Athens.
Correct. Long Nazi siege of the former Imperial Russian capital?
Leningrad.
Correct. 2013 terrorist bombing of a marathon?
Boston.
Correct. 1884 conference that set rules for the scramble of Africa?
Berlin.
Correct. Largest man-made pre-nuclear explosion in Nova Scotia in 1917?
Halifax.
Correct. 1956 black hole that killed dozens of English prisoners?
Pass.
1943 Allied summit in North Africa?
Tripoli.
Incorrect. 1997 Protocol on Climate Change in East Asia?
Pass.
1960s Second Council modernizing the Catholic Church? We are out of time. The 1960s Second Council modernizing the Catholic Church was the Vatican, or the Vatican City. The 1756 black hole that kills dozens of English prisoners was Calcutta. And the 1997 Protocol on Climate Change in East Asia was in Kyoto. Oh, and the 1945 43 Allied Summit in North Africa was in Casablanca. All right, wonderful work from everybody. Continuing on to our toss-ups, if I can get them sorted. In what state, where Ennis Del Mar and Jack Twist meet in Brokeback Mountain, was gay college student Matthew Shepard attacked in 1998 near Laramie? Gabe.
Wyoming.
Wyoming is correct. Your bonus question. In June 2024, what Australian pleaded guilty to violating the Espionage Act after posting classified information on WikiLeaks, which he founded?
McBride.
Incorrect. Fairfield.
No answer.
We were looking for Julian Assange. Our next toss-up. What prime minister, who was targeted in the Brighton hotel bombing by the IRA, led Britain during the Falklands War and was nicknamed the Iron Lady? Gabe.
Thatcher.
Thatcher is correct. Your bonus question. What artist who feuded with Theo von Doesburg, over diagonal lines into style artworks, used primary colors in such works as Broadway Boogie Woogie?
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh is incorrect. Fairfield, your chance to steal.
Warhol.
Warhol is incorrect. We were looking for Pete Mondrian. What play, which depicts pompous actor Nick Bottom getting his head turned into a donkey's by the fairy, Morgan?
A Midsummer Night's Dream.
A Midsummer Night's Dream is correct. Yes, it is correct. Your bonus question. What type of allele for a gene is capable of having its phenotype expressed when only one copy is present?
Dominant.
Dominant allele is correct. Our next toss-up is a math question. Pencil and paper ready. If two congruent regular octagons are joined so each shares one side with the other, how many sides are in the resulting polygon? Morgan.
14.
14 sides is correct. Your bonus question is not a math question, so you can put the pencil and paper down if you'd like. The Banff Springs and many other Canadian Grand Hotels and Toronto's CN Tower were built by companies in what industry, such as Canadian Pacific?
Railroad.
Railroad is correct. Our next toss-up. Which leader who won the Battle of Yamen to finish his conquest of the Song dynasty before founding the Yuan dynasty was a grandson of Genghis Khan? Gabe.
Kublai Khan.
Kublai Khan is correct. Your bonus question. What British author wrote about 15th century Florence in her novel Romola and portrayed Will's romance with Dorothea in the 1872 novel Middlemarch?
Smith.
Smith is incorrect. Fairfield, your chance to steal.
Joyce.
Joyce is incorrect. We were looking for George Eliot. She used a pen name. Was standard at the time. Our next toss-up. What city, in which John Kennedy Toole's novel A Confederacy of Dunces is set, is home to Bourbon Street and was devastated by Hurricane Katrina? Gabe.
New Orleans.
New Orleans is correct. Your bonus question. What conductor who organized young people's concerts with the New York Philharmonic was also a composer who wrote the operetta Candide?
Bernstein.
Say it again.
Leonard Bernstein.
Leonard Bernstein is correct. He also worked on West Side Story. If I'm wrong on that, tell me in the comments. Our next toss-up. What author wrote about aliens called Vermicious Canids, which attack a great glass elevator in his sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Maverick.
Doll.
Doll is correct. Your bonus question, Fairfield. What king is shown on the Catalan Atlas holding a gold nugget, reflecting his lavish spending during a Hajj to Mecca from Mali in the 14th century?
Agamemnon.
Agamemnon is incorrect. Effingham, your chance to steal.
Mansa Musa.
Mansa Musa is correct. Richest guy in history. Our next media question. The Loyal Television. This athlete who plays for the Los Angeles Mavericks.
James.
Yeah, James. I've never heard him be referred to by just last name, but that is valid. LeBron James, yes. Our next toss-up. What man who coined the name Bay of Arrows landed on San Salvador while captaining the Santa Maria on a Spain Gabe?
Christopher Columbus.
Christopher Columbus is correct. Your bonus question, pencil and paper ready. Math question. What is the perimeter of a right triangle whose two legs have lengths of 10 and 24 respectively? We are out of time. Fairfield, your chance to steal. Would you like me to repeat the question?
60.
60 is correct. A solid steal from Fairfield. Our next toss-up. My goodness, pencil and paper ready. But you all already had that, I suppose. What is the value of 4 raised to the 3/2 power, given 4 raised to the 1/2 power equals the square root of 4? Tyler.
8.
8 is correct. Your bonus question, Effingham. Again, not a math question, although it would be hard to believe with this streak. A young reporter named George Willard is the central character of what short story collection by Sherwood Anderson set in a Midwestern town?
No answer.
All right, Fairfield, the chance to steal.
Our town.
Our town is incorrect. We were looking for Winesburg, Ohio. Our next toss-up. What founder of the Boring Company and Neuralink? Gabe.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is correct. Your bonus question. What MLB team, which starred NL MVP Andrew McCutchen in 2013 and drafted pitcher Paul Skeens in 2023, plays at PNC Park in western Pennsylvania?
Pirates.
Pirates is correct. Pittsburgh Pirates. Our next toss-up. What man dies at a grove sacred to the Furies in a play set at Colonus and, in a tragedy by Sophocles, blinds himself after the death of Jocasta? Gabe.
Oedipus.
Oedipus is correct. Your bonus question. What river, which flows past the Turin before emptying into the Adriatic Sea, is the longest river in Italy?
Po.
Po is correct. The Po River. Our next toss-up. What god owns a pair of iron gloves called Jongriper, is fated to kill and be killed by the serpent Jormungandr, and wields the hammer Maverick?
Thor.
Thor is correct. Your bonus question. My goodness, pencil and paper ready. This one's filled with math. If the order of selection does not matter, in how many different ways can 3 people be chosen from a larger group of 6 people? We are out of time. Effingham, the chance to steal.
9.
9 is incorrect. Our correct answer was 20 ways. There's a math explanation here, but it involves a lot of factorials, and we don't have time for that nonsense. Our next media question, the Hubble television. This is a board game for 2 players. Allison.
Chess.
Chess is correct. No bonus questions on medias, so back to the toss-up. Just kidding! It's time for the end of the show. In second place is Fairfield with 100 points, and the winner of today's episode is Effingham with a whopping 430 points. Congratulations to the Effingham team, and wonderful work all around. This has been High Q, the show where knowledge rules, and if I don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.